Hello everybody, welcome back to the YouTube channel Reiki Zen. I hope you're all well. I'm going to answer a hashtag question which was posed, it was sent to me yesterday, and it's someone that is also on YouTube. And the channel is called Elemental Cartomancy, and the guy that is running the channel is called Chris. And his question was, it's basically hashtag, how does tarot work? And there was two questions that were asked by himself on the video, and so I thought I'd put my 2 pence in and answer the questions as best as how I feel that can be answered. So question 1, he said it doesn't matter which order they get answered in. However, question 1 is, does it matter how or why the tarot works? And question 2 is, how does tarot work for me individually? So some quite interesting questions and quite deep concepts that we can go into with regards to tarot. What I will say, I'll start this off now, I am not the world's greatest tarot reader. I am still learning. However, I do believe that tarot cards are a great way of building your intuition, building your third eye, building your ability to see beyond what is being depicted to you, and that is what I think tarot cards are partly used for. But the first question, does it matter how or why tarot works? So I suppose it depends on the person, on the individual, and I would think a lot of people wouldn't be in this field of work, they wouldn't be overly concerned with how tarot works. It will be an element of trust, feel and faith within their ability. However, there are people that have questioned me in the past about cards, when I've bought cards, and they're like, oh, what do you want to get that for? What do you need that for? You know, they don't tell you anything. Ah, okay. So yeah, so does it matter how or why tarot works? So to me personally, no, it doesn't really matter. For me, the messages that have come through, whether it's been with a pack of tarot cards or whether it's been with oracle cards, the messages always rang true for the person that has been listening to my reading, or the information that has come through has been important for them on their path, whatever it may be. So I don't feel it necessary that I need to have an understanding of how or why it works. However, it also depends on the way you want to read the cards. So there's a few different ways that you want to read the cards. You could read them like I do. Obviously I do Reiki, so I do energy healing, and I use tarot and oracle cards, and I look at my cards with an indication of what may be going on in their person's life and how they could find ways of deepening their healing ability in themselves through the cards, through the colours within the cards, and any other messages that may come through from the cards that I feel intuitively. So I work very intuitively in my field of work of what I do, as well as empathic and yeah, very much a feely sort of way of working. Whereas a lot of people might look at their cards and read them for their depiction value. So they may look at this card, which is the Hanged Man, and they might want to get the guidebook out, and they might read the description in the guidebook and just go with that as a meaning of what the card is. But they might look at it just for the actual picture value of someone being hanged or upside down, maybe not in a very good place. Or they could look at it as someone that's seeing things from a different perspective, someone that has maybe had their world flipped upside down, or maybe Maybe they're now living on the other side of the world and they're upside down. So there's many different ways of looking at the card and reading the card, so that it definitely depends on how that person works with regards to the tarot. But for me personally, I don't think it really matters. What I do sometimes struggle with is if I get a card that I've never had before out of this deck, the Rider-Waite deck, say, I don't know, just use that as a for instance, you know, the Queen of Wands. I try not to use the description book. I try to look at it for what it is, and it depends on that person, it depends on what is going on with them and what I will see in it. But sometimes it's good for people to maybe have a guidebook, or maybe have a book with more information in as to the information that is within that card as a picture. So if you want to read the card on the picture value and just that picture in itself, rather than looking into the picture and seeing it for the deeper meanings that is within there, then some people might also want to use that and try to understand how it's working for them in that respect. I hope I've made myself clear on that. I'm hoping so. But does it matter how or why tarot works? No, not for me, not at all. Not now. It used to at the beginning. I used to be very much like, well, you know, what does that card mean? Why does it mean that? You know, what is the picture trying to tell me? And then it got to a point where I was just like, right, you know what, I'm just going to throw that book away because I don't need that. I need to focus on what I feel is coming from the cards, and that's how I work. And for me, this deck is, because it's so simple and it hasn't, even the little book that's with it is very, very limited as to the description of the card. It gives me a chance to really sort of just sit, stare, and look into the card and look at the various meanings that could be within there and what it might feel for that person at that time. So I hope that has answered question 1. I hope. Anyway, question 2, how does tarot work for me? So, I mean, tarot I feel will work individually for everybody. As I say in many of my videos, you know, we are all individual, we are all unique, and we all have the unique ability to go down whatever field we feel we should be going down. And, you know, tarot is something that was just kind of, it always kept cropping up in conversations with people. It always kept cropping up in, I would see it in newspapers, in magazines, and then I would meet people who had just bought a deck of tarot cards, and I'm just like, is this the universe trying to tell me something? So that's why I thought, right, I'll go out and get this. This was the first pack I got, was the Rider-Waite pack. And then once I'd worked with this one a little bit, and I'd seen other people work with other packs, which were oracle packs, which have more of a with this pack that I have here. This is the Angels and Ancestors pack, and I was mainly attracted to this pack just because of the artwork. However, with this pack, you get a little book with it, and the little book has all the meanings of each of the cards, because there's not really a lot written on the cards. It's just a picture and then the meanings within. And that's just the first card that I've come up with, High Priestess, and it gives you a little bit of harness your mystic power. So that is basically what it's about. But for me, how does the tarot work for me? So for me, what I tend to do with energy healing sessions, I will pick an oracle card, a reading card for them. Sometimes I might be intuitively drawn to pull 2 cards for them. Just depends on what I'm feeling at the time. But what I will do, I will shuffle the pack a few times. I will lay the pack flat, and I will just cut the pack, and I'll pick whichever card I feel is right for them. So it might be that one, or it might be that one, or it might be off this side or the underneath. And I will just pick it, and I will send them a picture of it, and I will do the reading out the book of what it means for that person. However, with the Rider-Waite pack, that's different altogether, because obviously there's not really any meaning within the pack. So for me, with regards to like healing work, we'll get that card. So I might pull that card out for somebody, which is the Death card, and I'll look at that, and I'll when I finish their session, I might be picking up intuitively on what's going on with them and how they're feeling, and they might be feeling quite dark. They might be in a dark place within their life, which is then depicted by the darkness of the Grim Reaper on the horse. But then in the background we see the sun rising over the horizon, which may indicate brighter things coming to them, or it may, because it's yellow, it may, from whatever their healing session has shown to me, it may be the fact that they are building some confidence. So their solar plexus, which the chakra, which is yellow, is starting to rise, and they are starting to build the confidence to find themselves, to help themselves heal and develop from whatever darkness may be around them. And that's like kind of a brief description of how the tarot works for me and how I use the cards with regards to healing sessions. So that was the 2 questions. I hope I've answered them as best as possible. I hope I've answered them clearly. I'm sure Chris at Elemental Cartomancy will let me know if I was a bit vague or a bit whatever. But yeah, do let me know. But that's my little video for today, and that is how I use my cards and how they work for me, and also if it matters how or why tarot works for me. No. But thank you for the questions, Chris. Thank you for a friend of mine for introducing me to your channel. So I have now subscribed, and I will keep tracks on your posts. But to everybody else, in the meantime, until the next video, much love to you all. Namaste, and take care. Bye for now.